Probably up if I have the lid down. Hello, welcome to the shop. Today I'm in the shop working on a project that I was commissioned to do, a firefighter's retirement axe. Now, I normally use YouTube or Chat GPT to turn to when I'm trying to figure out what settings that I need to use, since I'm a fairly new business and new at this. YouTube really didn't have anything for engraving axe handles. Most of the YouTube videos that I saw were all engraving the heads, which I hope to get into in the future as well, because I think that looks absolutely awesome. With the laser that I have, the Xtool P2S, there's some certain challenges and ways you have to go about it. So I thought I'd bring you along and show you my process. I guess we could kind of learn together. So I've already done some testing on a axe that I already owned. I got it from my father. I went ahead and did some testing on the axe handle just to see, try to dial in the settings that I thought would work fairly well. And I think I might have the settings narrowed down. So like I said, I'm using my P2S today. And since I can't fit it in long ways, I have to basically open up the door here and kind of use the pass-through as the area where I have to put the axe. I have moved the tray down to the 1A position, and I have put it in here, and I got it all taped up ready to go for the first part. And I'll have to do it in parts with the patch on the right, the person's name in the middle, and their dates of service down towards the end of the axe. Let's see where we're at. Okay, so here I am in Xtool Studio. I've already got my picture ready to go. For some reason, I don't know why it's so whited out. I thought maybe it was my fluorescent lights that I have in here, but I don't know why. I also just cleaned the lens. That might have something to do with it. So I've got my settings in here. I figured out I would use a power setting of 30, speed of 360, 140 lines per minute, and I went ahead and created my own setting for the hickory axe handle once I found out that that setting works pretty good. So get the image in here and get her all sized up. I like to put it in there where I need to go, and then try to do a close shot after that. And then after I have the close shot ready, make sure that we are all good to go size wise. I don't want to go too high, I don't want to go too low, because it starts to wrap around. You only got so much flat side to it. That looks pretty decent. I think we'll roll with that. Doesn't have a preview because it's not supported for that material apparently. And for just this one, looks like it's going to take 4 minutes and 9 seconds. So here it is. I ended up running it twice. It wasn't quite as dark as I wanted it to be. I think it turned out real nice on this hickory handle. And I did, like I said, I taped that before, and then taking the tape off, I put some like Gorilla tape, duct tape, and pulled it off. And by the way, this is an axe that was purchased at Harbor Freight. For those that are interested. Yeah, so 2 passes. I think 1 pass probably would have been good enough, but I liked it just a little darker. So I think it turned out pretty good. So I ended up putting a piece of tape here. See the area that I can keep the name in the straightest portion possible. Obviously this is a very odd shaped axe, so this is kind of giving me a guide to where the name's going to go. And the axe head won't go all the way through at the current level that I'm on, so I have to put it in with the butt end first and make sure I line it up as straight as possible. Also with that line, kind of allows me to line it up to where it needs to go as well. Now once that's lined up, took the tape off, and when I look at it on Studio, I should be able to figure out, you know, where that name needs to go, and then I can at that point line it up. And now that I'm back in Xtool Studio, I can go ahead and select the next thing that I'm doing. Make sure the output's clicked. Make sure I'm on the right power and speed. And I'm going to have to refresh the picture. Oh, it would probably help if I have the lid down. I mean, you can still get the picture, but from that point, again, I like to get I'm going to go ahead and remeasure just to make sure. And then put this right in the middle and get a close shot. And then obviously make sure we're facing the right way. Increase that font to where it's decent size. Make sure we are lined up right in the middle. I don't want to go too high, just with the inconsistencies of it. Looks like I have an even amount below and above it. I always like to get a close view of each end just to make sure it's still on point. And looks good there. So I will delete the close view and then double check, make sure I just have that on, and we'll launch it and see how it goes. I will probably go ahead and do this at least twice too, just to make sure it has a nice deep engraving. I found it just at that power, it's a good amount of, again, it's 30% power, 200 speed, 140 lines per centimeter. And, well, you know, there is something new that I didn't see last time. I just did an update on Xtool, so I never noticed that airflow of air pump. That must be something new with the update. Let me know in the comments if you're watching this, if anybody's seen that before. All right, here we go. Looks like it's going to take 6 minutes and 25 seconds. So here's what you get. Of course, I forgot to tape it off. Nothing a little light sanding won't handle, but I think one pass on this one is actually perfect for text. So we'll dress that up, get it out of there, and go on to the next part. So I had to improvise a little bit. Again, that's pretty much what you got to do when you can't fit the axe in the thing long ways here. So had to prop it up against on my shipping packing rack, so that I have the area that I'm going to engrave in there. What makes it challenging is keeping the letters all straight. Is it has, you know, basically it curves up and then starts curving down and then straightens out again. So kind of have to find that sweet spot to put it in to kind of make it the the letters straight as possible. So I'm going to go back into Xtool Studio, and we'll try and get this date range placed where it needs to go. I've already measured, remeasured, and remeasured because it's kind of sitting up off of it just a touch. But hey, I mean, you know, when you don't have a engraver that's big enough, you got to do what you got to do. So let's go in here. And like I said, back in Xtool Studio, this is the point that I want to try and center this date range on. So I want to try and get this right in the middle of that. And it's wanting to connect. It's wanting to connect even with all the other stuff that's on the canvas. Like I said, I've already remeasured. Now let's get a close shot and see where we're at in the middle. It looks like I can increase the font size a little bit here. I mean, it's going to be off on either side just due to how it curves. Let's check the ends. I mean, it's not too bad. Like I said, it's going to be off on both ends because of the way it curves, but at least the lettering is going to be straight along with the lettering from the previous portion, if everything that I have is already lined up. So again, we're at 30% power, 200 speed, 140 lines per centimeter. And apparently the airflow of the pump's at 25%. And here is the finished product after the date was put on there. I actually didn't have to do any kind of light sanding on that. Just cleaned it up, and it cleaned up pretty well. So the only thing left I have to do is engrave our company's logo on the backside and give it a little cleanup, and it is done. All right, well, that is it. Thanks for joining me. We were looking for a few tips on how to do a firefighter's axe. Hopefully this kind of guided you in the direction of where you might need to do and what you might need to do and what you can think of. So I'm always looking for, you know, those kind of ideas myself. So congratulations, PTO Twitty, on your retirement, and I hope you like your axe. See you next time.